In the grand library of human intimacy, there is one volume that is frequently checked out, yet rarely read cover to cover. It's a book many claim to have skimmed, whose cover is familiar to all, but whose contents remain a profound mystery. It's often treated as a preface to the main story, or worse, a chapter to be rushed through out of a sense of obligation. I'm talking about Cunnilingus, the art of oral pleasure for her. For too long, this act has either been relegated to a punchline or portrayed as a complex, intimidating puzzle with no instruction manual. It's been the source of immense anxiety for givers and deep frustration for receivers. But what if we've been approaching it all wrong? What if it's not a task to be completed or a code to be cracked? What if it's a language, a conversation, a symphony to be conducted, where the ultimate goal is not just the finale, but the beauty of the music itself? Today, we are throwing out the confusing, myth-riddled maps. We are going to explore the philosophy, the science, and the artistry of what might be one of the most generous and connecting acts two people can share. Before we get to the how, we have to understand the why. Why is this act so psychologically significant? The answer lies in dismantling centuries of cultural baggage. Historically, in many cultures, female pleasure was often seen as secondary, a happy accident rather than the primary goal. The conversation was centered around procreation and male satisfaction. Cunnilingus, in its purest form, completely flips that script. It is the great decentering of the ego. Think about it. In this moment, one partner's focus is entirely and unapologetically on the other's pleasure. There is no immediate physical reward for the giver other than the profound satisfaction of creating joy for their partner. It's an act that says, without words, your pleasure is my priority. Your body is worthy of worship. I am here for you and only you. This is an incredibly powerful psychological message. It builds a foundation of trust and safety. It communicates a level of devotion and attention that can be more intimate than intercourse itself. It's a gift, given freely and with enthusiasm. And when a gift is given that way, it's not about the object. It's about the intention. The receiver feels seen, valued, and cherished. This is the philosophy. It's not a chore. It's not a prelude. It's an act of focused, generous, and intimate connection. And when you start from that place, the how becomes an extension of that philosophy, not just a series of mechanical movements. All right, let's open the textbook. To be a great artist, you must first understand your instrument. And the instrument here is one of the most brilliantly designed and misunderstood pieces of biological hardware in the known universe: the vulva, and its crown jewel, the clitoris. Let's start by demolishing the biggest, most damaging myth of all: the myth of the magic button. For decades, people have searched for the clitoris as if it were a tiny, singular doorbell to be pressed for an instant orgasm. This is not only wrong, it's the anatomical equivalent of trying to appreciate a masterpiece painting by staring at a single pixel. We need to bring back our friend, the iceberg. The small, visible part of the clitoris, the glans, is just the tip. It is exquisitely sensitive, containing over 8,000 nerve endings, which is more than double the number in the head of the penis. But that's just the beginning. The real magic is the vast, complex structure that lies beneath the surface. The clitoris has a body and two legs or crura that extend downwards and wrap around the vagina. This entire internal structure is an intricate network of erectile tissue and nerves. This means the entire vulva is an erogenous zone. The labia, the area around the clitoral hood, the entrance to the vagina, they are all part of this interconnected pleasure system. Focusing only on the tiny external tip is like conducting a symphony by only playing the triangle. You're missing the entire orchestra. And the final piece of the scientific puzzle? The most important sex organ of all, the brain. An orgasm is a neurological event. It's a release that happens in the brain. This means that for the physical stimulation to work, the brain needs to be on board. The person receiving needs to feel safe, relaxed, desired, and free from pressure or anxiety. No amount of perfect technique can overcome a brain that is stressed or distracted. The psychological state is just as important as the physical touch.
So, we understand the philosophy of generosity and the science of the iceberg. Now, how do you actually conduct this symphony? First, you must burn the sheet music you got from pornography. Porn is performance art for a camera. It often depicts cunnilingus as a frantic, aggressive, almost comical act, the infamous jackhammer technique or the alphabet technique, where someone frantically tries to trace all 26 letters. In reality, this is usually overwhelming, imprecise, and about as sexy as filling out a tax return. Real artistry is about nuance, patience, and listening. Let's think about this in terms of our orchestra. The overture, enthusiasm, and ambiance. Your enthusiasm is the opening note. If you approach this like an unpaid intern forced to do a boring task, that energy will be felt. Genuine desire and excitement are contagious. Create an atmosphere of safety and warmth. This isn't a race to the finish line, it's a luxurious experience. The first movement, adagio. The exploration. Start slow. The entire vulva is your canvas. Use your hands first. Gentle caresses on the thighs, the stomach, the labia. This builds anticipation and helps the brain and body relax. Your lips and tongue should begin with soft, broad strokes. Think of it as painting with a wide, soft brush, not a sharp pencil. Explore the entire area, paying attention to how your partner responds. This initial slow exploration is crucial for building arousal and trust. Second movement, allegro, building rhythm and pattern. As arousal builds, you can introduce more rhythm and focus. This is where you vary your technique. Remember, you have more than one instrument. The tongue can be soft and flat for licking, or pointed for precise tracing. It can move in circles, up and down, or side to side. Variety is key. The lips can provide soft, gentle suction or warm kisses. The breath, a warm breath can be an incredibly sensual addition. And the hands, don't let them go on vacation. They are the string section of your orchestra. They can continue to caress the body, stimulate the breasts, or gently cup the vulva to provide a different kind of pressure. The key here is to find a pattern and rhythm that your partner responds to and then build on it. Many women find a consistent rhythmic stimulation of the clitoral area to be the most direct path to orgasm, but that doesn't mean it should be monotonous. Third movement, crescendo, communication and focus. This is the most important part. You must become an expert listener, not just with your ears, but with your entire being. Listen to their breath. Is it quickening? Are they holding it? Watch their body. Are their hips tilting towards you? Are their muscles tensing? These are your cues. Use your ears. Don't be afraid of verbal communication. A simple, whispered, "Do you like this?" is not an interruption. It's a collaboration. It shows you care. When you sense you're getting close, don't change what you're doing. This is the most common mistake. Don't suddenly speed up or switch techniques. Maintain that consistent rhythm and pressure that got you there. Let them ride the wave. The symphony doesn't end with the final note. After an orgasm, the area can be incredibly sensitive. Continue with soft kisses and gentle touches. The emotional connection you create in the afterglow is just as important as the physical act. In the end, Cunnilingus is not a technique to be mastered from a manual. It is a language of generosity to be learned through patient, curious, and enthusiastic conversation. It's a skill, and like any skill, it gets better with practice and communication. The goal should never be just to make them orgasm. The goal is to give pleasure, to connect, to worship their body with your focused attention. When that is your philosophy, the orgasm is often a beautiful natural byproduct of that profound connection. It's a conversation where you listen more than you speak, and it might just be the most beautiful conversation you ever have. What are your thoughts on this? Let's continue the respectful discussion in the comments below. And if you believe in replacing myth with knowledge, subscribe for more deep dives into the human experience.